Greetings, fellow simmer, and welcome to more 4K eye candy crazy action madness with me, GripperSim. Today, we're going to look at it's what I feel is a very underrated aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Also, a word of warning for those of you who just come online an Xbox with this fantastic hobby. It's actually a hobby and it's a flight simulator, believe it or not, a simulator. Not a game, but it can be a game if you want. Anyway, the word of warning, some third-party aircraft out for Microsoft Flight Simulator, I feel, are of quite poor quality as to what us old simmers are used to. Most, however, are great. Asobo aircraft are stunning. There's lots of really good ones. I don't review the bad ones, so, you know. Now, buyer beware is what I'm saying. It would be wise, however, to have a look at a flight simulator review creators on YouTube and see what they say. There are some great creators out there for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I hope I'm included in their number. Some of them include Two-Tone Murphy, Oz Flight Simmer, Avangel, and of course, an old hand at this Frugal Sim, who's been doing this for quite some time. So I put those links in the description below. Let's have a look at the WACO. In the real world, the WACO F-Series began construction back in the 1930s, although I believe the WACO Aircraft Company in Ohio still makes them to this day. I flew one once with an ex-Navy pilot, and he was actually an ex-U-2 pilot named Rich Perkins. Exactly the type of pilot you expect to see in an aircraft carrier, and he used to teach students on the aircraft carrier. Quite an experience. A service ceiling of 14,800 feet, cruise 185 kph and a range of 400 miles. In this model from Coronado, okay, the engine sounds and the wind sounds, because you're in an open cockpit, are absolutely stunning. I mean, the sounds are absolutely brilliant. The sounds are recorded from the real aircraft. And also, I noticed, now I've only flown the tail dragger a few times, but from what I've read and what I've experienced, it's quite realistic. That the flight dynamics are very realistic, as you'll see when I take off and land and try and do the loop-the-loop. Have a listen to the engine starting. That sounds pretty good to me. Now what we're going to do is we're going to taxi onto the end of the runway. We're going to take off. Hopefully take off properly, because there are some things on this. The tail draggers are different than tricycle wheel undercarriage aircraft. Very, very different. So when you buy this, you'll find yourself spinning out when you're taxiing and having problems landing more than ever before. And that's very similar to the real thing. And there's lots of things coming back to me after that day I flew it, I have to tell you, when I'm watching this. It's really, really good. Also, when you're taxiing, make sure you have the back pressure of the stick, because you need the weight of the rear wheel whilst you're taxiing, otherwise it's just spin out. Why am I zigzagging down the runway like a drunken fool? Well, I'm actually doing it on purpose. Now pause and have a think to yourself why I would zigzag down the runway like this whilst I'm taxiing to the end. I'm going to give you the answer. Pause it, right? And I'm going to give the answer in 3, 2, 1. The reason why I'm zigzagging down the runway here is because of the nose is resting so high, because the tail is so low. I can't see out the front. I can't see what's ahead of me. So they zigzag down the runway. So as they zigzag, they can look out the sides and see what's in front of them. And that's another reason with this aircraft. With VR, this is absolutely stunning. And that's one of the reasons it's going to be in my top 10 this year. Okay, so when I add full power to take off very slowly and I have all the back pressure on the stick, look at the elevation on the back there. So I want to put the weight on the nose wheel, because if it's only going at the two wheels, it'll spin out. It'll just spin out of me. So full back pressure. I'm releasing the back pressure now, just letting it go forward at about 40 miles per hour. And there we go. Look how twitchy it is. I'm all over the place with the rudder. Look at that. It's skidding all over the place. But I managed. I think I'm off. Brilliant. Okay. GripperSim, eye candy, go! Okay, now time for a loop-the-loop, okay? This is interesting. So I'm going to dive. I'm going to apply forward pressure on the nose. Get about 140 miles per hour, I think it was. I'm going to go a bit faster to build up speed. So when I apply back pressure now, I don't want to pull too much back pressure so it stalls, right? And you can't hear the stall warner, right? So as I come out of the dive, as I'm barreling towards the ground, I'm going to pull too... Oh, okay, here we go. Here, stall. So the stall... There goes the wing. There goes the wing. So I'm in a spin now. There's nothing I can do. I've got the right rudder in, but incorrect aileron. So I'm in desperate spin. Oh my god, we're going to die! Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. That's the wrong way. So let's try that again without applying too much back pressure. And if the stall warner goes off at the end of the loop, I'm going to apply forward pressure. So here we go. Building up a bit of speed. Move we go. Now, when the stall warner goes off, I apply forward pressure. Just, okay? So it doesn't stall as we go through the top. Now it's coming down. Forward pressure and the stick a little bit. That'll stop the stall, and there we go. All right, okay. It appears that I've made it. Yes, excellent. So let's go around those rocks. Let's come back and do a landing, and we'll talk about the landing. So I think that was okay. You can let me know in the comments. Yes. I'll be streaming this Sunday as usual, 2100 hours Irish time on Twitch and YouTube. Just search for GripperSim. Now let's zoom in and have a look at our approach. Now, first of all, I'm going too fast, okay? So I'm going to take all the power back and I'm going to side slip to cause drag to slow the aircraft down because there's no flaps. So full left on the stick and right rudder pedal. And there we go. Now, that seems to have sorted out the problem. There we go. Speed is come right down. Now I just got to keep it straight on the centre line. There's a little bit of a crosswind coming from the right side. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of an issue. Okay, all is good now so far. Nice view. I love the, you know. Oh, better pay attention. Okay, so that's just a constant approach in. Now, I'm going to flare now, just take all the power back. Just hold the nose up. Oh no, floaty landings are not necessarily good. No, oh dear, floaty. So I'm just going to do nothing and hold the stick where it is and let it come down as it slows down. Okay, here we go. It's going to land the first two wheels first. It's floaty, I've wasted all the runway. Here we go. Okay, that's fine. Now it's going to the minute, okay, the tail's come down, it's gone all over the shop. Oh wow, I nearly lost it there. Do you see how interesting that is to land, folks? That is interesting, and that is why this is going to be in top 10. The quality of the aircraft, VR, everything is brilliant. Let's have a look at a replay. I'm sure I could do better. I will see you next Friday on YouTube for more crazy madness. Yes!